Good morning. This is your crypto day morning, and today's date would be that of Thursday, the 1st of November 2018. Welcome to the channel. All bets, trades, and of the like within one's own risk and their own reward. For myself, risk reward management, always job number one. Yesterday's session, outside day, it had a little bit of movement. It went down and then it went up. We'll take a look soon at the shorter term time frame. A low a hair under 6,200, a high at 6,350, a differential of 150 basis points, close to 2.5%. That in itself is very low volatility, but compared to what we've been having with all these days in at around and usually lately below 1%. Interesting enough, because below 1%, we can see that on October 27th, October 28th, and on October 30th. I mean, nothing days to say the least. And today's session thus far, which is a total of 10 hours and 36 minutes into such, a low of 62.88, a high of 63.11. Over 23 basis points, that's about 0.4%, almost. Not much volatility. Taking a look at this on a single hour time frame. Well, I mean, this is what happened. It went down first, broke below the key levels of support between 62.40 down to 62.29, but quickly rebounding thereafter to move it past this level of resistance. So the failed breakout has held so far. It has came back to this level. But you know what this coin looks like? It looks like the red coins are the ones that hardly move at all. Like this is like 1 or 2 Satoshi moves. It's hardly moving at all when we take a look at this just short-term range here, 62.90 and then the 63.11. It's just crazy how small, volatile this happens to be. So until I get clear indication of this is all I can talk about right now with Bitcoin. It's really in a boring, short-term, indecisive mess right now. Let's move on to the alternate coins now. There's really not much to say about the first one. Looking at Ontology crossed against Bitcoin. Just continuing on with the trades that I've made in the last 24 hours or so. And this one barely hit my buy order yesterday at 172.11 with the low at 171.5. So therefore, I'm going to place some buy and sell orders from that play. And that will be a buy-in at 14 handle and a sell at the previous level of resistance, or about a 20% move-ish, at the 2079 handle. And as far as the market setup right now, it's just, again, just hanging in there within this sideways consolidation for the most part. And let's now move on to Komodo. And it's currently priced in at 2025. I had a buy order in at 1961 as well as 1933. So 2 orders got filled. And again, I'm only playing this on small percentage moves. I'm selling, on average, about 0.8% of what I own with every sell order for a move of around 1.2%. 1.3, 1.4 even. And everything that I sell for, I buy back. So if I sell, for every 10 that I sell, I'm going to buy somewhere in the area of around 11 back at a 10% differential. It's a little lower, usually about 10.8 or 10.9 for a buyback for every 10 that I sell. But I sell it quite a bit and buy back it quite a bit within these choppy moves. So adjusting the trade orders now. And I'll be buying next at 1901 or selling when it reaches 2124. So I could go a while without a trade if it just stays within this range back and forth. And I mean, a lot of times I'm going to be missing some of these orders, with ARN being the case for such last night. Or rather that of AGI, actually. But that's Singularity.net. I have a buy order in at 852. I have a sell order in at 1149. The low yesterday was 854, so I missed it by 2 basis points. That's going to happen. Had I hit there, I would have already sold it already for a small profit. But that, of course, didn't happen. When we take a look at this, say, on a single hour time frame, there it is. Didn't hit. And it's been going up since. Okay, so be it. We'll see how this thing can move within its bull market so far. There's still been some trades that I've made, a couple more to go through. 3 actually. So the first of the next 3 that I'm going to be finishing off with first will be Chainlink. And I had a sell order fill at 78.96 and it keeps going higher. Excellent. Okay, so where's my next trade going to be? Well, I'm going to adjust this up and I'm going to now try to sell this at 89.95. So that's a differential of only that, of about 1,100 points. So that's like 14%. So I'm going to sell about 10%, maybe 9% rather, actually is what it is, of what I own getting up to that point. And a buy order has been increased up to 68.20. That brings us back to where we came from on this area, this little congestion area from the October 25th, 6, 7, 8-ish kind of deal. And near, but a pierce above, which is the safe conservative bet in that sense, on September the 20th high. Looking more further at where the 89.95 handle represents, it represents a previous resistance from the January highs. Not many coins are in that type of area, but of course Chainlink is such. From where it came from, this is a market that was at 23.50, now at 82.50. So therefore, it has barely done better than a 3x move thus far since the bottom. 2 more to go. With this one being POA, the POA network. As a buy came down here, put a sell order in at 11.79 back at the previous resistance area, and sure enough, that area was filled in that of a sell order. Moving up my buy order, going to do so to that of 902. That represents this level of resistance in here, this little point in there. But with a differential on the 11.79 sale, we can see that that's about 280 basis points. So this is a pretty decent size return. And I thought about going and playing the lower end of this range, but for now I'm going to go for the bigger play and the better return on such, and then just basically have no trades come in, of course, if we bottom here, so I could miss out on possible swing trading this range. The differential of the percent, we have 10 to 11.79. It's not bad, but as I look at this in here, I do feel that it's going to come back to this level if there's going to be any type of decent correction. Now, getting above this level of resistance brings us to around this area here, which is I thought I had 1492 is the exact number. So that's where we're going there. So the differential on the 11.79 sale is that of a little over 300 basis points, like 320. That's basically like 27%. Yeah, so I'm selling well more than 10% of what I own on this breakout resistance level. But I think that's a good chance for where it's about to go on its next move. So I'm not going to do anything unless it goes up to about 15 or down to the 990 handle. And finally, let's take a look at Horizon, or ticker symbol Zen, against the Binance Coin Exchange. And what a huge rally this happened. And this was a case of getting 2 different sell orders fill. One at about 170, 1689, around here, just a little above that, there was a sell order. And then I noticed it, and I put another, little after the fact, 15-minute time frame. Well, I sold again on the next period, on the 15, that is. So I sold like 15, 20 minutes later. And I did so just under the $2 number, 1993, somewhere around there. So I could technically buy this buy back now. But I'm going to stick with my original guns or my original plan on how I'm going to do such, and that is put my buy order at 150, 1502. If that buys, well, then the 199 or the 197, Phil would get the buyback. I would still have to get the 1689 sell in place, and I would try to probably buy that one near the bottom of this range, maybe about $1.37. So I'll be buying at about $1.37 if I get the 150 buy. But this is an area, of course, where it came back to, so that's where I'm going to be looking to putting a buy order in. And as far as where I'm selling next, if it, I mean, it's all the way up to 234 now because obviously my last trade was 199. And I suppose if there was a situation where maybe it just settles in and just stays around 152, I'd probably just take it. But for now, I'm just going to leave it within this number, see how well this moves from here on in. But this is the exact type of situations that I want, as it's doing another situation like we've seen on October the 1st, on September the 6th, and then again on the spooky, well, actually this is technically November the 1st because it happened after 8 p.m. Eastern time on Halloween, as we can see again on the 15-minute time frame. Looking at this move, it broke out at about 8 o'clock, 8:15, so pretty much at the exact start of the trading day this took into place. But you can see it's just hanging in there, but even as badly viewed with the trades, just low trades going on in here, but as long as it moves this volatile back and forth, it's fine with me. The setup is still looking as if there could be future decline, so I'm still going to settle in. I mean, I could easily get a good deal selling at 2, buying at 160. That's a 20% reduction, but I want to get the largest volatility that I can, and I feel I can get just a small more by looking to buy at the 150 number. Thank you for tuning in to this morning's video, and have yourself a magnificent day. Bye-bye.